Hey, so you want to build highly optimized checkout pages for WooCommerce that look professional and beautiful in way fewer clicks? You got it. Introducing Aero Checkout 2.0. Hi, I'm Tavleen from Build Woo Files, and I am really excited to share with you that we've just rolled out the 2.0 version of Aero Checkout. Now, Aero is a WooCommerce plugin that allows you to build highly optimized checkout pages without having to depend on a developer or without having to download multiple different extensions. This is a 100% free update for all Aero users. Just go in your dashboard, this update will be available to you, download and install, and I'm pretty sure that you will be blown away by what you see. So in this video, I will deep dive and cover all the highlights that we've just rolled out as a part of the 2.0 version. Excited? So am I. Without further ado, let's get behind the scenes. Well, so the first thing that you will notice are some changes in the UI. So what we've done is that we've made creating checkout a step-by-step guided process. So when you go through each of these steps, you choose the design template that you want. Further, you go into the fields, into the products tab, add a product in case you're creating a product specific checkout page and not if you're creating a global checkout. Then go into the fields tab to customize your fields. Go into optimization to optimize your WooCommerce checkout page for conversions. And finally, configure some settings. You will be ready with your checkout page in a very short time. Yes, so that's how it's become a step-by-step guided process. Next up, we've got one-click import templates. Now, first off, you'll see that you have three methods of creating your checkout page. That is the customizer, Elementor, and custom. Now, customizer is our built-in customizer and it gives you an inline visual editing experience. So you've got quite a few templates here. You can import any one of these that you want and just edit it out and roll out a checkout page literally in 30 seconds without getting help from any of the third-party page builders. So we've created these templates keeping in mind your needs. You might want to create a global checkout or a one-page checkout or a product-specific checkout page. You will realize that we have a template for each of your requirements. So, well, our research told us that the shop checkout is actually a very, very popular template in the customizer, and most of our users are using the shop template, obviously because it gives them the ability to create a Shopify style checkout right inside of WooCommerce. Therefore, we divided this template as well into the 3-step format, which is 1-step, 2-step, and 3-step. Well, but what if you love Elementor and want to use Elementor to create your checkout pages? Well, worry not, we do have an option for that as well. So just hit the Elementor tab and voila. You will find a bunch of pre-made Elementor templates. You can import the one you like and run with it. Of course, you can make customizations and editing based on your brand colors, so on and so forth. So we've got a pack of 6 Elementor templates and they're all divided into 1-step, 2-step and 3-step formats, making it a combination of 18 templates, which is a great amount of design which you have at your disposal, and you can pick up one of the templates that you like and go with it. So let me quickly import the minimalist template, which is my personal favorite template, and I'm pretty sure that you will love it too. Well, so this is a checkout page template built right inside of Elementor, and as you can notice, it looks beautiful. Now, the reason why it looks really good is because a lot of attention has been given to the details. Well, there is a neat and well organized page layout. The sections are all very beautifully placed. There's a distraction-free header and footer. There's clear navigation, and of course, there's an attention-grabbing call to action button. Well, so this is a perfect template if you want to create a global checkout. So no matter what product gets sold, when you want to show a single checkout page, irrespective of the products, this is a great template to use. Well, the checkout page templates in Elementor is just one part of the design. Let me introduce you to the game changer feature of Aero Checkout 2.0, which is the widgets. Yes, so we've built Elementor widgets powered by Aero for customizing your checkout pages, for building your checkout pages from scratch. It's an incredibly efficient and effective feature. So let's look at this. Now, if I go on edit, so this is the checkout form widget. So by now you know our secret recipe. Well, we have used these checkout widgets to create templates for you. So let me just show you some of the really smart customizations that are now possible without having to depend on a developer. So first off, you have the steps tab here in which you can enable or disable the steps. So as you can see, the breadcrumbs here, they will show up or won't show based on the option that you select from here. Then of course you can enter your custom name for each of these steps. Then you can actually also edit or adjust the field width, the form field width. So like here, let me just quickly show it, do it and show it to you. So when you click 1/2 for email, well, it'll become 1/2 and that's it, right? And again, for first name, make it 1/3 or full. So based on your requirement, based on how you want this form to look, you can actually adjust the form field width from this section. Again, for shipping address, you can adjust the form field width from the drop downs here. Now let me show you another very interesting feature. So here you've got collapsible order summary. So we can enable this. And here's what will happen. The order summary will become collapsible and you will be able to, your users will be able to just click on it to view the order summary. In case you only want to make the order summary collapsible on mobile, all you have to do is go on this and then click on mobile. So what this will do is that this will enable this collapsible order summary on the mobile device. Yep, that's how it'll be. And you can go on desktop and then disable it. So then the collapsible order summary will not appear on the desktop. You can also enable the coupon field here in the collapsible order summary section if you like. So then, people will be able to enter their coupon code here and you can make the coupon field collapsible as well. Let us now go into the payment gateways section. So in the payment gateways, you have these options to write proceed to next step for your call to action button and proceed to final step, which comes right after, which is on the second step. To show you some of the style changes that are possible, let's hit the style tab and here let's go into buttons. Now when you go into buttons, you will see this option here, which is the background. So here now it's an orange background. You can change the button color to anything that you like and then you can click on hover here and you can change it to again any other color. So that's how it'll become. So suit yourself based on what your brand requirements are. You can customize the checkout form however you like. The next widget that we've built for you is the mini cart widget. So this is the mini cart widget. Again, a lot of customization options here. So this is the quantity switcher, this is the allow deletion, and this is the image toggle. So what you can do is that if you do not want the product image to appear, well, you can just turn it off. Similarly, if you do not want the quantity switcher to appear, you can turn it off or on based on your requirements. So the reason why we've given these options here is so that the traditional cart becomes redundant and you can append the cart on your checkout page itself, making it very, very friction free and very easy for people to add or remove an item that they do not want and to adjust the quantity from the checkout page itself. Then you also have the coupon field here. So based on what you want, if you do not want the coupon field to appear on your checkout page, no issues. You can enable the coupon option from here and make it collapsible as well. Again, feel free to go into the style tab and change the typography, the color, add some border to it, make the border thicker, do whatever you like to present it the way you want. Let's now look at the third method of creating your checkout page, which is using custom. Now, this basically means that if you do not want to use the built-in customizer or Elementor, then you can use any of your favorite page builders like Thrive, Divi, Beaver, Oxygen, or any other page builder that you like. So again, you will see that we've got these checkout forms, which you can just edit and then embed them on your favorite landing page builder. These checkout forms are divided into 1-step, 2-step, and 3-step formats. So once you have imported one of these checkout forms, edited them, well, you will see that a shortcode will get generated right down here, which you can then embed on the landing page. Let me show you the process quickly. Well, so let's just go and import this one. It's called the funnel form. Yes, apply this template. Okay, so this has now been imported, and here is the form shortcode. Let's edit this. Alright, so this checkout form opens up in in the customizer, and you'll get an inline visual editing experience with it. Let me show you an example. So this is the checkout form. You can adjust the form style from here. You can adjust the width. You can make it wider if you like, or you can you can make the width however you want. Then here you've got the option to disable the top bar. So here what will happen is that the top bar goes away, which was showing the steps. So let's enable it. So there you go, that's the step bar, and you can of course edit your edit the text here and write whatever you like, whatever you want to write. Then in active step you can set the colors here. So right now it's this color, so you can always change that color again to match your style, and also something that goes with your brand and overall theme, right? So all of these are completely customizable. Well, so apart from that, there are many other customization options available here. You can set the border, you can set the subheading for the section, and you can customize the colors, the field border. So let me just show you. Yes, you can make the border thicker. Of course, you can change the color here of the labels as well. So yes, all of that is possible. Then this is proceed to next step. This is the CTA button text. That again can be customized as well. So a ton of options available here. This is the green, and this is the green color here, right? Then all of that. So when you click on proceed to next step, well, this is the backlink which shows up and the color changes on hover. So here you have this option to change the normal color, which is pink right now, and then in this is the hover color. So those kind of really tiny customizations are possible. Next up, this is the product list. So again, this is on the previous step. So this is the list here. You can customize everything, the color of this this color here, and then the best value tag, the colors for your best value tag, the background colors for each, the background color for the default option, so on and so forth. Well, so after all of your customizations are done, you're going to hit publish. And once it's published, well, you will go into the design tab here, and here you will find this shortcode. So simply copy this and then hit the WordPress editor link below. So the WordPress editor will open up here, and you'll see the shortcode already pasted here, and this is Gutenberg, of course, based on whichever third-party page builder you have activated here. You will see the option to edit with that builder. So it's really simple. Then you can just maybe add a heading here. So yep, get the book. So there you go. So that's that, and then you can just move it here and just hit update. So I'm just basically showing you how the editing really works, and then you're going to hit preview. So there you go. That's the simple checkout form that we just created, and it is actually embedded on in the WordPress editor that you're using. And well, that's about it. And you can always make this page look like however you want. So you could add your heading to it. You could add some images or whatever you like. Well, so there you go. Those were the highlights of the design tab. Now we will move on to the next set of tabs. Now we'll move on to the products tab. Well, so now in the product tab, the only change that we've made over here is that you can change the order of how the products show up on the checkout page using simple drag and drop. Yes. So, earlier the products would show up in the order that you've added the products, but now that there's no limitation here. So just use simple drag and drop to reorder the products. Alright, so the next step in the checkout page building process is customizing your fields. So in Aero, of course, you must be aware that it is not a very simple field editor. It actually goes much beyond basic field editing. There's so much that you can do here. For starters, add a section. So give it a name. Maybe it could be your phone or something like that. Just give the section a name and add section. So the section gets added. Then you can just drag and drop any of the fields. You can simply delete the field from a section, drag it and drop it into any of the section that you like, and then of course you can also rearrange the sections. You can reorder the fields within each section, and just with one click you can delete. Now what we have done in addition to all the amazing things that are possible is, number one, in the billing or shipping address details section, you can move these fields, you can reorder them just with simple drag and drop. So let's say you want to ask for the postcode first, even before street address, you can do that. Or if you want to ask for town and city right after street address, you can do that. So this level of flexibility without having to write a single line of code is definitely unmatched. What you can also do is that in the shipping address, again, you can rearrange these fields with a simple drag and drop. So based on how you collect information in the countries that you operate in for the address fields, you can reorder these fields. In addition, we have added 2 new fields. So when you go into add new field, you will see all these options here. This is your input type. You can collect information on the checkout page in different formats. So this is select to and multi-select, which we've added in addition to checkout, checkbox, radio, HTML, drop down, so on and so forth. So of course, this increases your capability to ask for any type of information that you want on the checkout page. Well, the next step in building your checkout page is optimizations. Now, all the templates that you've seen are built for conversions, but we went a step further and thought about what are those optimization opportunities that still exist. How can you optimize your checkout for more conversions? And the answer was the optimizations tab. So it really consists of all the final optimizations that you can do on your checkout page to score conversion goals. Let me show you a few of them in action. So this one's Google Address Autocomplete, which simply allows people to type a few characters and select an address from the list that pops up. Let me show this to you. So here we've enabled it. Now this is the minimalist checkout, yes. So here we will enter just a few characters and you can see these matching addresses, they show up in a drop down. One can select the address which is theirs and that's it. The remaining details get filled up on its own. As you can see, the zip, town, city, country, state, everything has got filled out on its own. So studies show that Google Address Autocomplete feature actually reduces address-related errors which could have led to returns, and also it reduces the time spent on the checkout page because this is where a user spends a lot of his time. It also makes the overall process friction-free. This is smart buttons for express checkout. So if you're using Apple Pay, Google Pay or Amazon Pay, you can enable smart buttons for express checkout. So people will not have to fill out the entire checkout form. They can simply check out via the express payment buttons. This is multi-step field preview, another really interesting feature. So here's what it does. When a user fills out their details and moves on to the next step, this is a simple field preview. So we've enabled it for email and shipping address. So email and shipping address that were filled out on the last step show up here. The premise is that people will be able to see that they filled out the correct information or not on the previous step. And in case they find an error, well, they can just simply hit change and go and change it back on the previous step. Now this is the preferred countries feature. So again, you can enable it and enter the countries. And what this will do is that when a prospect clicks here to select their country, they will see some countries at the top followed by a list of other countries in alphabetical order. So you can put your top selling countries, the countries from which you get your maximum customers at the top, and the other countries in alphabetical order. Of course, this makes it easier for them to select their country and it doesn't take time. They do not have to endlessly scroll to find their country. Well, so those are just some of the optimizations that we have here. Of course, there are a bunch of other things that you can do to make your checkout even more conversion friendly. But I'd love for you to explore all of the other features yourself. And I'm sure your mind will be blown away. The final option that you have here is the settings. Now here what we've done new is that in tracking and analytics, you have the option to override global settings. So, let's say that you want to fire pixel at the checkout level. So you want to define when a pixel should be fired for Facebook or for Google, based on the action that the user takes on that checkout page, you can now do that. So let's assume you're using this as your checkout page. This is the closer checkout template. And this is a two-step checkout page where in the first step we ask them the basic information, the shipping details, and the next step is reserved for their payment information. So let's say that what you want is that when they enter their email, the add to cart event should get fired. When they click on the button, initiate checkout event should get fired. So you can define all of that here. You can enable page view event. You can enable add to cart event. And when you say enable add to cart event yes, it will ask you when, the trigger. So you can define here that on email capture, which is our first field in this form, the event should get triggered. And then you can also define the initiate checkout event. So again, when you click begin checkout yes, then it asks you when. So this is the button. So when they click on this button, the begin checkout event will get fired. Enable add payment info event yes. So when they go on the next step and enter their payment details, that is when your add a payment info event will get fired. So you can define all of that now at the checkout level, which is obviously a very, very interesting and a very powerful setting in Aero Checkout.
Well, so those were just the highlights. I would highly encourage you to experience the power of Aero Checkout for yourself. Now, if you're a user of Aero, this update is 100% free for you. It's available in your dashboard. Simply go install and activate, and you will be literally blown away by what you see. But if you do not have Aero, then I would encourage you to explore more about Aero Checkout. The link is in the description. Also, I've put the link to a blog post which covers all the highlights of Aero Checkout 2.0 in the description. So go ahead and explore more for yourself. Now, if you like this content, do consider subscribing to our channel. It will encourage us to produce more helpful content like this one. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Tavleen and I will see you in my next.